What is up, people of YouTube? It is I, Super Mario Zilla, or you can call me Vinny, and today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Eel. I'm gonna shock people for saying this, but he's actually one of my favorite figures in the whole wave. I know that sounds weird, but for some reason, he has like a certain charm. Something about him works. I can't really describe it, but let's not waste any more time and take a look at the figure. The body mold you are seeing before you has been a body mold used on a bunch other Marvel Legends figures. It is known as the Bucky Cat mold. The mold is not really a bad choice for Eel. It blends in rather well. And you know, the sculpt on it, it's pretty good. For the most part. The paint job, for the most part, is also pretty good. Not perfect, but, you know, it's kind of the standard for a Marvel Legends figure, to be perfectly honest. Still though, it's pretty decent for what it is. First, take a look at the head, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. You can barely see the ears, the wrinkles are sculpted rather nicely, and the paint job is nice and clean. Moving down to the body, again, the muscular sculpt we have continues, and it looks good for what it is for the most part. Paint job, a little bit fuzzy, but for the most part, it is pretty clean. Moving on to the arms, the purple and blue paint job continues, as well as the muscular sculpt. And moving down, we go to the awesome hands, which are reused from Electro, but work for Eel because they're recasted in the yellow. Moving down to the legs, the blue paint up continues, although on the right leg. What the hell? And on the other leg is just fine, but the paint job is a little bit fuzzy, unfortunately. Moving down, the purple paint job continues, and it works. And the sculpt, again, is nice. Not bad at all. While some of the paint job is technically flawed, it doesn't really distract me all that much, because it's just something about this figure. The sculpt work is rather nice. I mean, it's the first time I've ever owned a figure that had the Bucky Cat mold, so that's probably why. But I don't really notice any issues with it, and I think it blends in well with Eel. It's not really bad at all, and the paint job, again, doesn't really distract me too much, even though some parts are bad. At least it's better than most of the other Marvel Legends figures that we've been getting with the crappy paint jobs. Oh well. Still, it works. It's rather decent. You want to know articulation? Well, I'll show you. Head can move up that high up. Head can move down that much. Can swivel. And has a pivot. Slight. Arms can move up that far, which is pretty good. More than 90 degrees. Not bad. You can swivel. Biceps swivel. And double jointed elbows. We get more than 90 degrees, so that's good. Swivels for the hands and a hinge. We get a ab crunch. Doesn't move that far forward, unfortunately, but it's far enough. Does not move that far back. Oh well. Waist can swivel. Legs can go out that far. They can go that far back. We can almost get the splits, but not really. Thighs can swivel. Double jointed knees. Shin swivel. And of course, the ankle hinge. With the rocker. Nice. When it comes to articulation, for the most part, he is pretty poseable, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with the posing with this guy, because I know I sure do. He's fun to pose. Yeah, articulation is good. So, in terms of sizing, he looks like he's 6 1/4 inches. 6-inch scale, standard for the Marvel Legends line. He is compared to some other Marvel Legends figures, and some other figures from other figure lines. are the only accessories that comes with Eel, so you're not limited to those lightning hands, which is good, thankfully. So yeah, they're good. The details not the details are nice. I can't speak. They're just purple. Purple fists. Simple accessories. You know, for posing. You know. Once again, with the accessories, what you're seeing is what you're getting. The lightning hands are pretty cool, and the fist hands are good if you don't want him to have lightning hands. So, I think for posability with the accessories, you are good to go. So, what's the final verdict on the Marvel Legends Eel? Sculpted paint apps, not bad. Articulation, not bad. Sizing, pretty good. And accessories, well, it's typical. With that being said, if you're a fan of the obscure supervillains, I definitely do recommend the figure. And if you are a Hasbro fan and a Marvel Legends fan, yeah, definitely pick the figure up. And if you're getting Abomination, well, yeah, obviously. I mean, obviously, if you're not a fan of Marvel Legends or Hasbro, then, you know, I definitely do not recommend picking this figure up because, you know, it still does have a fair share of problems. And while that may be true, this figure is one of my favorites in the line, to be perfectly honest. I'm not sure what it is. Something about it just works. And Eel kind of just became one of my favorite supervillains, although I put him in the top 20. With that being said, I am Super Mariozilla, and I am out. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you all in my next video. Peace out.